Hey everybody, happy Farland Friday. This is Pat with Farland Classic Restoration. Today we are out in front of the building. We'll be doing a shop walk. We'll start with this one here, the 2003 Ferrari 360 Spider. This one is one of our great clients. Came in for a bit of front bumper work, some restoration and repair up there. Getting the underside done, as well as, we pulled that whole front bumper all the way along. Throughout the last few weeks, it's been through paint and primer, and now we're just have it out front, making sure that that paint is matching just perfect. Some great work by our guy Jeremy there. Of course, we got the shop, and we'll head right into the clean side, see what we're up to. Of course, some of the bigger projects here. The Maserati Ghibli from 1970. We do have a YouTube video right along coming out for that one here in the next few days. We have the 1958 Porsche 356 Convertible D. That one's freshly out of paint. We'll be doing the sanding and buffing process and getting that one all ready to go. Here in front of us, you can see we've moved over all of the Ferrari Daytona parts. As we start getting ready to assemble that one, we're thinking it'll be right back here. That's where we have the Daytona sitting now. So we'll be slowly going through these parts, working those onto the car. Recently, we've had quite a bit of interest in our friend, the Hudson Hornet there. That one is still going together. We have Josh working on the rear trim seals today, so still finessing those quite a bit, making sure those are fitting just right and looking factory correct. So now that we're into the shakedown on this one, we are, of course, finding all sorts of things that we can address before this one heads home. The lovely Hudson Hornet. Beside that one, we have something totally different with our 1966 Porsche 912 electric project, powered by our friends over at Electric GT. Let's see, we've got that 713 power plant in there. Put this deck lid back down. The fantastic 912. We'll also show off, we recently got our gauges in. Those original Porsche style gauges. All the way throughout, right? All your original lights, everything like that. Then we, of course, have the two controller screens down underneath. And then those Renline footwells, foot padding with the perforated metal, the speed holes all throughout. So, gonna keep that style. Of course, we've still got some door cards to do, but paired with that lovely red plaid interior, this one's gonna look pretty darn sweet. The Porsche 912 Electric, one of the faves. You can see we still have plenty of parts here, as well as a few more over here for that Ferrari Daytona as well. So we'll be going through, everything's documented, labeled, special bags for everything, headlamps, dash to A post, gas door, making sure everything goes on just as easy as it came off. So we'll also look over this way, admire this one here for a minute, We got all our seals and stuff down there. That might be a little grill there. All right, and of course we do have the car covered for now, but just in the last day or so, we have added the rear bumpers. So making sure those are fitting and everything's aligning correctly now that we've been through paint. And then, of course, hanging the exhaust, getting everything looking just right. Even those rubber hanger bushings there. So wheels removed for now. And then some of the interior starting to go in, slowly but surely. Oh, that's an angle there. How about that? So, the Ferrari Daytona. Again, if you want to see this one when it first came in. You can find that in our current projects page over at farlandcars.com. This one did start out as a Rosso Corsa Red, so making its way over to the blue. Again, everything's covered up, but we do have the engine in there. Maybe you can catch some light of those orange oil filters. Maybe we'll check it out from underneath. That might be a little easier. Maybe not. But you can also see that undercoating that our painter Jeremy sprayed all throughout here, that darker undercoating. Let's see if we can get a good angle of it. You can see right along here. Keeping that curvature and then following it all the way through down to the rocker panels, down along here. And then that goes all the way around underneath the exhaust. We'll take one more quick glance at that before we're done with the Daytona for today. Yeah, there's that. You can see that line. It's really easy to see the reflection. So as soon as that reflection goes, that's our dark undercoating. And then one of the processes our team spent tons of time on was actually making sure that these angles are as factory correct as we can get them. Looking at all sorts of reference photos, everything like that. But then also following those Italian body lines from Pininfarina, just anything to help us get an idea of where those lines originally ran. And then you can see it goes down to the underside here where the rocker is all that darker undercoating. So a few minutes there with the Ferrari Daytona. Beside that one, we have a very early 66 Porsche 911. You can see it's got that typical rear height. That's of course because it's missing its engine and transmission for now. So this is one we're just getting to start digging in on. Haven't even been through paint, any detailing like that yet. But pretty good bones for us to start with on this one, definitely. We'll get a glance of the front as well before we rush off. Yeah, lovely early 66 there. And then our 65 Ford Mustang is getting finished up. You can see our fantastic detailer Dima is at work here on the hood, doing some polishing. Back here you can see where he's really gotten into it. That much more beautiful reflection all throughout. So, just a matter of polishing it up now. The 65 Ford Mustang. And then typically we have a car sitting over here as well, but it's kind of ended up being the painter's corner the last little bit. You can see the doors off of the Porsche convertible D. We have the deck lid and doors for the Daytona. And then all sorts more goodies for the Daytona, right? Headlight covers, door sill trim, rear door sill trim, the hood, and then of course those fantastic pop-up headlights. Back there is the convertible D hood. You can see we're still cleaning that one up. And then over here we actually are doing some what is it, chrome zinc plating, all sorts of different platings over here, so we're working through. Have something cooking up here now, so we'll leave that one to it there. Kind of the detail area for today as we get these bigger projects finished up and start working into some new stuff. So we'll head back here and check out the 67 Chevelle SS 396 convertible. You can see our teammate Zach there is working through the bodywork. You're good to go. I'm getting in everybody's way as usual. So you can see he's working through that guide coat on the primer. You still got the guide coat down underneath here, but he's been giving that the wet sand throughout the day. Just making sure that those lines look absolutely perfect. So we'll get out of the way here, but Zach is doing some great work here. Aside from that, we have another 912 hiding out in the paint booth. You can tuck in here. There it is. This one has, of course, been through primer. We're slowly addressing a few other things on this one. We had our body master in here doing all of his measurements, looking everything over, making sure all that body work is correct before we start putting in, you know, any paint, anything like that, putting parts back on. Just want to make sure that that body is absolutely perfect, as is that Farland standard. And admire that classic 911 shape a little bit before we take off. All right, from here we will head over to the metal side of the shop. All right, I'll finish up with the detailing for today. Kind of sneak around here, but yeah, you can see the whole shop nice and busy there. All our friends here at work. So we caught you a little late today. We've been trying to do 11:30 streams, but today I was actually running around moving some cars. So we are always usually live at 11:30. Of course, oh, did I really lose it? Through here, you can see we've got everything kind of cleared out. We're actually getting a new security system and I believe garage doors put in. So you can see the guys working away up here. Over here, we have our awesome technician Mario working on the 86 Carrera. We'll spin around to that other side. You can see front fenders are pulled. Just really working through all the body work, getting everything straight and looking right. So take a quick glance here. See that rear quarter panel's removed. That's the one sitting up here that we're working on now. So we'll be getting that one back together. Speaking of body work, one of the bigger ones lately is the 280 SE, the big 3.5 liter V8 from Mercedes-Benz. So this one went through that base coat just a few days back. Now our body guys are working through. You can see that they're getting down into it a little bit, just trying to get everything smooth and even all the way across the body there. So you can see back here, we've got quite a bit of bare metal still. These are areas that have been hit before. As you can see, there's kind of, right, gummy pock marks. Not quite the smooth, flat metal we would expect. But it is almost 60 years old, so we'll be working on both those fins. And then, of course, a little further up here, you can see right down in here along the trunk seam that line's not quite great. And then on the inside of this fender, we'll also be doing some work. This, it's almost like a gummy paste that may be back here. Bondo, possibly? Who's to really say? But definitely a previous repair, done maybe in the 80s or 90s, just not quite done to factory standard. So this is one we'll be continuing to address. And then other little things, right? We'll be working on that convertible top. But this is where the fun's at, here in the dash. So, all right, you've got AC. Big 280 SE is all about comfort, so. And then this front fender was pulled, as you may have seen highlighted in our recent Instagram post. We believe that this one has also been in an accident up front. You can see signs of hammer marks, divots, pits, all through there. Whereas this side over here, it's nice and straight, nice and smooth. You can see all along through here, no marks, anything quite like that. So we removed that front fender. Now we're working our way through. There's a good angle of all those dips and divots in there. Another one we'll highlight on this 280 before we take off is this some kind of structural piece here. When it first came in, this had a great big kink to it right about here. Probably something to do with this bare metal, right? That issue there may have been hit in the rear, something like that. So our metal master actually pulled that one out, was able to get it back to straight, and that helps us to keep the rigidity up along the top of that fin there. So 280 SE. All right, we'll kind of spin through the mechanical stuff real quick here. Try to keep out of everybody's way. The 190 SL. Another Benz, the 450 SLC. In for a bit of engine restoration work. Over here is our 190 SL restoration. Looks like we're working on some suspension stuff, getting everything hung up under there. Try not to get in Clint's way too much here. And stuff kind of waiting right now. We recently put the engine back in that Lincoln Continental. We have another 280 SL here, waiting for its turn. And then of course the 912 soft window convertible, one of around 30 built in 1968. 68 was the last year of the soft window availability. It was also the first year of the hard glass window. So many people optioned for the harder glass window, but little did we know that the soft window would be so well adored all these years on. So take a quick look through here, get you some of the soft window goodness. And then we'll also take a peek in here so you can see this bar running along. In original soft windows, there is a special mounting point back here that other Porsches don't have. So that's kind of a key tell for the soft window. There is a clip somewhere hiding in there, but I'm not quite Porsche perfect enough to be able to tell you exactly where it's at. The 1968 912 soft window. Another one we have hiding here. We have our big 1957 Cadillac Eldorado Baritz convertible. You can see under that tarp, we're working on that rear bumper. We got that one down in bare metal now. And then of course we got those lovely Ferrari Daytona 5-spoke wheels in the way. So all sorts of fun hiding here at Farland. These two are a little different, a little deeper dish. Maybe a front wheel, rear wheel type thing? Who's to say? I just do the socials. We got a Porsche hood here. We'll spin around to the front. We got a few sitting out, drying off. Okay. Try not to get too much of the sun here. Lost it. Shoot. All right. Our 280 SL. You can see we got the engine out of that one. Guys, we're pushing this one out today just to give us a little room to work. So. And then here is the Lincoln Continental. You can see that front end. It's been out today. That one we drove a little bit around town, just doing some final testing, that kind of stuff on this one. From what I was reading, today is actually the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln brand. So to celebrate, I got a few minutes in this one. Of course, Lincoln purists might not be as keen on the LS3 engine inside, but still definitely a fun one. Another classic here at Farland. So now that we're here, finishing up for the day, we gotta ask, of these two classics, which would you take? The 2003 Ferrari 360 Spider with that fresh front bumper, or the 1962, 63? It's right in there. Lincoln Continental convertible with the big Chevrolet LS3 engine. Either way, that will do it for us here on this Farland Friday. Of course, we'll be back next week down in the showroom showing you what's up down there. Other than that, we hope you enjoy your weekend, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.